Hello, beautiful co-followers, and welcome to day 5 already. I think, yes, it's Friday, day 5 of Be Here, Be Now. Bit of mindful yoga with mindfulness practice with me, Cori from Cori. So it's a beautiful morning here in Edinburgh. The sun is shining, there's blue sky, and I don't know about you, but that really kind of uplifts me. It gives me energy for the day. Now this morning I woke up super early, and I woke up actually at 4:30. And normally I would just go back to sleep, right? But then I thought, actually, I'm feeling really awake. Let me just stay up. So I did. I actually ended up staying in bed, doing a bit of kind of mindfulness practice for myself, looking out the window, listening to a podcast. It was just really relaxing, and I thought actually it's a really good way to start the day. And I thought, if I get tired later, I can always have a little nap. But it was actually lovely just to stay up. And so it's now, what time is it? It's now 7:30. And I thought, okay, I'm going to get up. I'm going to get up and I'm going to do this lovely practice with all of you. The lovely Leo is joining me again this morning, as he always does. So we're going to do what we've been doing up until now, which means that everything that I kind of offer is an invitation, not an instruction. We want to make sure that we're doing what feels right for us, okay, in this moment. What feels right for our bodies, not feeling any pain, discomfort, not feeling any strain, not feeling anxious. And if we are, really remembering to maybe take some movement, maybe open the eyes if the eyes are closed. Maybe bring our awareness back into the room. So always do what's right for you. So I'm going to ask you to join me seated. Now, as you know, if you've been watching and following me, you can also do this lying down or standing, but I'm going to stay seated. So whatever you're doing, you want to make sure that you're relaxing that body. You're finding length in that upper body. Relaxing the shoulders, maybe moving them a little bit if you're a bit tired. Let everything feel really heavy and almost sink down towards the ground. Maybe moving around a little bit, adjusting, making sure you can be as comfortable as you can be. Now, eyes can be open or closed. And hands can be wherever you wish. So maybe a hand on the belly, hand on the chest, maybe palms on your knees or legs, maybe palms facing up. You choose. Breathing naturally here. Allowing the body to settle. Allowing yourself just to be present here. And we start by just taking a moment to check in with ourselves. How am I feeling right now? How does my body feel? Is there parts of my body that are heavy or light? If it feels comfortable, how does my breath feel? Is that heavy or light? Am I noticing anything in this moment? Am I hearing any sounds that are drawing my attention? Or is my attention being drawn to my body? Maybe my breath. Maybe you're just following my voice. Taking a moment to just allow the body to settle. And if your mind is busy and you have a million thoughts zooming round, bring your awareness to something that almost anchors you. Whether that's your body, a sensation, a sound, your breath, or my voice. And perhaps this morning or this afternoon or whenever you're practicing this, you may benefit from hearing some kind words, sharing some kind, self-compassionate, loving words with yourself. Perhaps even placing your hands on your heart if you need that connection. And I'm just going to offer some words, but you can use your own. I am enough. I am where I need to be. I love myself. okay. And maybe just taking a moment to notice, maybe as you hear these words or as you shared words with yourself, how this feels. If that feels okay for you. Now again, if that feels a bit overwhelming, just take a break from your practice, or maybe open the eyes or focus on something else. But if it feels safe, if it feels okay, how does that feel to share words with yourself, or to hear words that are full of love and self-compassion and non-judgment? Does that resonate with you? Does it feel difficult? Does it feel kind? Perhaps you notice it in your body. Perhaps you're noticing it in your mood. Now, if you wish, I invite you to join me for 3 breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth, if that feels okay for you, or any way that works for you. Taking a deep breath in, full breath out, deep breath in, full breath out, last breath in, and breath out. And coming back into the space. And again, you can choose to have your eyes open or closed. It's completely up to you. We're going to start with some gentle movement. So I'd like to start by something that we've done this week already, just moving with the upper body. I'm just going to place my hands on my hips. Now you may find that you actually prefer to kind of cross your arms. So I'll offer this as a demonstration today. So hands on hips or crossing the arms, almost touching each shoulder. And just gently circling or moving from side to side. Again, noticing what feels right for you this morning. And just really kind of almost being quite playful and dancing with your body, moving with your breath. So just circling from left to right, from right to left, maybe moving forward and back, maybe side to side, just loosening up that upper body. Again, just try and have fun with it. Now, of course, if this feels uncomfortable, please just maybe stretch your arms in the air, take a few stretches, maybe move the head. You do what's right for you, find your rhythm. Always let your body guide you. It will always show you the way. Okay, a few more movements. So we're just kind of building energy. We're waking up the body here. Excuse me if I have a bit of a croaky voice, or I cough or sneeze in between, or if I itchy nose. It's the lovely hay fever that I am still suffering with, as I know many of you do as well. Okay, all right, coming back to center. Releasing the arms wherever you had them. Let's take some nice stretches if this feels okay. Breathing in, stretching the arms up towards the sky. Stretch them all the way up. Maybe even look through the fingertips if that feels okay. Maybe spread those fingers out. Maybe even move the hands. And then calming arms down in whichever way works for you. Perhaps adding the breath a bit more, breathing in as we move up. Out as we come down, find your rhythm. Let's get some stretches in here. Maybe make some big, full circles. I can feel that in my upper body. I need that this morning, so see how you feel. Oh, I just keep looking out the window. It's just so beautiful today. Couple more. I take one more. even sighing out, maybe shaking the arms. All right, okay. Now, if this works for you and you're seated, if you're lying down, maybe just relax in any way that works for you, perhaps bringing the soles of the feet together, maybe bending one knee, maybe even rocking the knees from left to right. For those that are seated, if this feels right for your body, I'm keeping the left knee bent, but I'm stretching out the right leg. So my left foot is kind of in my right thigh, but it can actually be wherever feels right for you. Make sure you're sitting nice and tall, equal weight on those buttocks. We're automatically stretching the lower half of the body. We're working with the knees, the thighs, the hips. Now, if you'd like to add a little bit more to this practice, you can bring your left hand to the ground, to wherever feels right for you. Really spread out those fingers, anchor yourself to the ground, and press through every part of the hand. Take a moment, really. Now, you may find that you really struggle. If you have any blocks, use a block and maybe place a block under your hand or a cushion if you find you're really having to bend down too much. We want a bit of length in the upper body. Okay, so pressing through that hand. Now, you can either stay here, or you can reach the arm either up and over, straight, maybe looking through the palm of the hand, or maybe find a little bit of a bend. You choose and gaze ahead. So you want to feel a stretch from the right wrist to the right hip, but also feel like you're pressing down through that left hand. Opening that chest beautifully, breathing gently. Now I'm going to hold this pose for several breaths. This is mindful yoga, which means we're slowing down. We're getting a deep stretch by holding the poses. But if at any point you feel you want to come out of the pose, just gently come back up, okay? And release the legs. And if you want to continue today and make this a very kind of compassionate practice, you can keep sharing kind words with yourself and notice how they feel in your body. But again, only if this feels safe for you. And I often mention that word safe. So safe is different for everyone. It's that place where you feel grounded, where you feel balanced and settled. It doesn't mean that everything is wonderful and everything is great, but it means that we're in a place where we can practice and we feel okay. We often don't take enough time to really check in with ourselves. Am I okay? Is it okay for me to continue with this practice? How am I feeling? And if I'm not feeling okay, if I'm not feeling safe, allowing ourselves and giving ourselves permission to take a break, to rest. It's all right, without judgment. Okay, if you stayed with me, next inhale coming up, releasing the arms, releasing the legs. Maybe pointing and flexing the feet, maybe shaking the legs, shaking the arms. And then moving to the other side. So, wrong side. So right knee gets bent, left leg stretched out to wherever feels right for you. Settling in. Now again, option to just stay here, or option to come back into that stretch. Remember, opening that palm of the hand, bringing it down, open chest, and stretching. And perhaps noticing if one side feels different to the other. Perhaps bringing awareness to different parts of the body and how that feels today. Giving yourself the opportunity to just be here in this moment, moving and flowing with your beautiful body. Nice deep breaths. And feel free to close your eyes if you wish, if you feel like you need to almost bring your attention within, and that feels okay. Just really being here. Gently releasing, coming up. Releasing both legs, shaking them out, pointing and flexing the toes, whatever you need. Then coming back to seated. Okay, come back to your seat or relax the body again if you were lying down. Get comfortable. Sit nice and tall. Open that chest beautifully. Almost imagine that you're opening that chest, making space, opening up, allowing that breath to move beautifully and freely without any effort. Relaxing the shoulders. Now we've stretched the lower half of the body, we've stretched the arms, the shoulders. Let's do a little bit of movement with our head. So just moving the head from side to side, if that feels okay. Or forward and back, you choose. Maybe circling the head. Gently moving, noticing how this feels. And back to center. I'm going to slowly bring this practice to a close. I realized yesterday I went a bit over time. I enjoyed the practice too much. I didn't even watch the time, but right now we're just going to bring our attention back to ourselves, perhaps back to the body, back to the breath, whatever feels okay. Maybe close the eyes if that feels all right. And I invite you again to join me for 3 breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth, or whichever way works for you. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Last one, maybe a nice deep inhale. Let everything go. And then whenever you are ready, coming back to the space you're in whichever way works for you, maybe with some gentle movement, maybe with a couple of breaths, maybe a stretch, maybe a shake. Now I do invite you today to try and be that little bit kinder with yourself, to practice self-compassion. So in those moments of self-doubt and those moments of judgment, just kind of going, I'm doing the best I can. I'm where I'm supposed to be. So be here, be now. Sending you much love from a sunny Edinburgh. I hope the sun is shining where you are. Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you're all taking care. And as always, I'd love to hear your comments, likes, loves. Feel free to get in touch. Have a beautiful day.